What's up, everyone? Mitchell Saltzman here at Gamescom 2022 inside the Sega booth with the man, Takashi Iizuka, the producer of the Sonic series. How are you doing?
Hi.
So, one of the things that we got to play here at Gamescom was the second island of Sonic Frontiers. I believe it's called Ares. Can you walk us through what's happening on this island and how it's set apart from Kronos Island?
So
yeah, on the first island, Kronos, Sonic fights with a lot of enemies he's never seen before, and he runs into this mysterious girl, Sage. So after fighting all these enemies and kind of revealing some of the mysteries of the island, and I can't say exactly everything about what happens, but he kind of resolves the issues on that first island and goes to the second island, Ares. The second island is a desert island. It has lots of canyons and lots of other desert-like features. And it's there that Sonic finds Knuckles has been imprisoned. Now, Knuckles was not part of their group when they were traveling out to the Starfall Islands. So Sonic really is wondering why even Knuckles is here in the first place. And what Sonic needs to do on the second island is really figure out what he needs to do to help Knuckles and to free Knuckles, and figure out some of the more mysteries on the second island.
Speaking of Knuckles, is there anything you can tell us about what he's doing on the island? Is there any hints you can give us about, people want to know more about Knuckles, always, all the time. What can you tell us about Knuckles in Sonic Frontiers?
So for Sonic Frontiers, one of the very important parts of the storytelling is that we present it in a way where you get to figure out what's going on the island. So if I kind of tell you what Knuckles is doing here, we're going to kind of lose some of the fun of you figuring it out. So I don't want to say too much, but I can say in the Sonic Central, we did make an announcement that there's going to be a prologue animation that talks about what Knuckles did to kind of get to the island. So do look forward to that. It should be a fun piece.
You also mentioned Sage as a character, and this is kind of, the most exposure that I've had to this character. What can you tell us about her role in Sonic Frontiers' story? Is she an antagonist? Is she something else? What's her deal?
Sage you meet on Kronos Island, and she looks very mysterious. She's kind of up there, she's floating around, she's got this very strange look going on, and she's constantly trying to get Sonic off the island. But why exactly she's doing that, and it even seems like she's controlling the enemies. How is she doing that? These are all kind of the mysteries that Sonic can't figure out, and Sonic really needs to go around and figure out what she's even there doing, why is she there, why is she being so mean and kind of trying to get Sonic off the island. These are all the questions that Sonic has, and you as the players, you're playing the game, you're going to kind of go on this adventure and understand what she's doing there, why she's trying to get Sonic off the island, and I think along with Sonic, you'll kind of understand more about Sage as a character.
Another thing on the island that we've seen are these little creatures called Cocos. What's their deal? Do they have a role in the story, and would there happen to be some sort of garden that you can, hatch them from, maybe like a Coco garden?
Coco do look a lot like Chow. I hear a lot of people saying that, but I want to make clear that they are not Chow. They're a new creature that exists all along the islands, and they have this mysterious look. They're made out of rock. In the game, they're actually kind of items you can pick up. So they are these collectible creatures that you can, collect on your adventures. But they're also very important to the story. They add a lot of depth to the story. And as you kind of learn more about what's going on the islands, and you learn more about the Coco, I think you're going to really enjoy kind of what they bring to the islands from a story perspective.
Speed is something that I think is very important to Sonic fans, but it's also a very tricky balance because the faster you go, the harder it is to control. How do you approach that balance in Sonic Frontiers?
In Sonic Frontiers, the players have the ability to kind of customize Sonic and speed him up or grant him new powers depending on how they play. So just like the Coco, if you do collect them, you can return the Coco and actually speed up or power up Sonic in lots of different ways. The same way with the enemies. As you're defeating enemies, they're going to drop items that you can use later to power up Sonic. As you're playing the game, you can kind of choose to power up Sonic how you like, but also as you're playing the game, you're also increasing your own skills and you're increasing Sonic's speed at the same time. So kind of as you get better at the game, Sonic also goes faster, which allows this nice balance of you progressing your own skills while Sonic is speeding up. So you kind of get to do all these new dynamic and speedy techniques because you're better and Sonic is faster. That's where the balance comes from.
So since you guys revealed Sonic Frontiers, you revealed the gameplay of Sonic Frontiers, I think there's been a lot of different feedback kind of going both ways. How do you react to that feedback, and especially this late into development, do you take it into consideration? Is it something that you just kind of have to push through with the rest of the team and just make the game that you want to make? How do you react to fan feedback while you're in development?
So yeah,
we did have some information coming out, kind of slowly in the beginning, which maybe got a lot of people trying to figure out on their own what was going on, or maybe they were assuming things that weren't necessarily correct. So that may have led a couple people astray, is just the amount of information that they were getting wasn't enough for them to fully understand the situation. But we do hear a lot of comments and a lot of feedback as we're developing the game. But we also do a lot of play testing with consumers, getting gamers into the room and having them play the game and get their comments, not only on what's bad, which maybe needs to be fixed or polished or improved, but also on what's good, of things that we can really expand upon and bring more to the game because people really enjoy it. So I know people are maybe a little bit concerned that there wasn't enough time, or concerned about the quality of the game. But in a lot of the playtesting we found a lot of improvements for the title, and we were playtesting quite a lot. So we feel confident in the quality of the game we're releasing.
All right, well, Iizuka-san, thank you so much for your time. That is Sonic Frontiers. And for more Gamescom 2022, keep it here on IGN.